Namaskar. Ami Dr. Ananya Bhowmik. I am a clinical nutritionist and a wellness consultant. আমি আমার নিজের ক্লিনিকের সাথে attached, Code Wellness Private Limited, and I'm also the founder director of Code Wellness Private Limited. আজকে আমি এখানে এসেছি কথা বলার জন্য about how to be more prepared, be a healthier version of Dulhan. So আমি চাইছি কথা বলতে about how to be a wellness promoting wife or husband so that শুধু যে during the wedding or before the wedding যে ভালো থাকা যায় সেটা নয়, after the wedding ও ভালো থাকতে হবে। এবং সেই ভালো থাকাটা আমি কথা বলবো হেলথ ওয়েলনেস নিয়ে। এবার আমাদের একটু জেনে নেওয়া উচিত হোয়াট ইজ হেলথ ওয়েলনেস, যদিও আমি বিশ্বাস করি হোলিস্টিক ওয়েলনেসে। সো ওয়েলনেস মানে ওয়েলনেস মানে সিম্পল ভাষায় ভালো থাকা। এই ভালো থাকাটার মধ্যে কিন্তু তিনটে জিনিস ইনভলভড: শরীর, মন এবং জীবনশৈলী। এই সবকটা নিয়ে health wellness. Health wellness basically has three aspects which I work on. First is body. Your body should be well. And second aspect is your mind. Your mind should be well. And of course, you should be having a well-balanced lifestyle. Let's not go into the details of how to maintain a well-balanced lifestyle. That's a very detailed thing. But the truth is, if we can do these three, take care of these three aspects, then you are an individual who has holistic wellness, or you are health-wise well. So when we are talking about pre-marriage diet or pre-marriage wellness, I give importance to health wellness, as in all three aspects, and then only you are well. First, let us talk about general health, because in this health wellness, physical health is very important. Does physical health just mean absence of diseases? No. It also has a huge aspect of prevention to it. So, we do need to take care of the diseases that we have by taking the correct kind of medication and controlling the diseases, but we also need to prevent diseases. And the most important way to prevent diseases is boosting your immunity. So when a person is getting ready for marriage, or rather during the marriage, all these festivities during marriage and these functions, if then you fall ill or you have any infection, that will affect you really bad. So we need to care about our physical health. What is immunity? By immunity, the most important thing by which we can boost our immunity is by having the correct kind of diet. And when we are talking about the correct kind of diet for boosting of the immunity, we must talk about vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. These four vitamins are the most important vitamins for our immune boosting. Now, if we are talking about the food items which are rich in these vitamins, then we can talk definitely about different kinds of colorful fruits and vegetables, different kinds of nuts, and dark green leafy vegetables, and seasonal fruits. Seasonal fruits, every day, we should definitely have at least 2 servings. So, this can take care of our general physical well being. Now, coming to the mental health or the psychological well being. The most important thing when it comes to mental health during these festivities is, yes, obviously, you have to attend different programs, different functions, and you always have to be at your smiling best. So, there is a shortcut to be at your smiling best from inside. What is that? Give yourself a 30 minutes of me time every day. How will you do that? Does me time just mean binge watching Netflix, or maybe just seeing different kind of reels? No. Ask yourself, what do you like the most? What makes you happy? Do that for 30 minutes every day. It can be any time of the day. anytime. But do that. Even during the festivities, find out 30 minutes of your me time. These are a few shortcuts to attain physical and psychological well being. Now, in these 18 years of experience, I have handled quite a few families who have prepared for their marriages in their family. So, I would say, please do not get stressed about the fact that you will not be able to maintain your diet on a regular basis. Please understand, if you are on a regular diet, talk to your nutritionist, and for those 7 days or those 10 days, find a different diet chart which can help you keep your weight under control, yet have different kinds of food. Yes, it is possible. You can have biryani and not increase weight in a span of 10 days. That is possible. So there are a lot of amalgamation of different ratios which we nutritionists, or rather I'm me as a clinical nutritionist, I know, and I can help you do that. But yes, one thing that I would definitely give you as a simple tip, that is, please have enough water. That is one thing which every family member and the dulhans, they just miss out. I know you will have outside food, that is very natural. You will have fast food at times because you're going for maybe some change and you're trying to put your lehenga together in the last moment, so missing lunch and all that. But please have enough water. That is mandatory and that cannot be compromised. See, very honestly speaking, the earlier you prepare for your wedding, the better you are. But from my point of view, I think if you are coming to me for your help, then I would definitely suggest you 3 months before your wedding. Then we can do it in a way that is perfect for your skin and hair too. Because I know nowadays a lot of makeup is mandatory, but if you go into the latest trend, then no makeup look goes best. So I would definitely suggest you to visit your clinical nutritionist or lifestyle consultant around 3 months before your wedding, especially if you are the dulhan. And that will take care of your skin and your hair, because you know what, when we do it through diet and wellness, that glow does not go. I have gotten married really early. So, so I was just 23 plus during that time. So it was more about excitement of the dance rehearsals because I'm a classical dancer. So I was very excited to do those dance rehearsals with my entire family, because my family had come down around 7 to 8 days before. I mean, everybody flew down, all my friends, because it was the first wedding of the family and friends. I mean, the friends were really excited because they're attending the first wedding among the friends. And since I married my best friend, so we had too many common friends. So everybody came down and all the occasions were actually together. So we really had a blast. And yes, I planned with my parents, I planned the entire, menu for all the 7 days. So we were very busy planning the menu, and there was everything. But one thing that I would like to change during my marriage, because maybe I wasn't a PhD at that point of time, so I didn't get the training of the entire lifestyle process, and nobody really told me that. I would like to change the sleeping pattern, which I'm going to talk to you in details, because the lifestyle of the dulhan is also very important. So since I was very young, it didn't show on my face, and I'm usually very clear about my diet. So the skin and the hair was perfect and I was happy with it. But I was a bit exhausted. So I think if I could have taken care of my sleep pattern, even though I should have enjoyed, I would have enjoyed, but I think I could have taken care of that. Then I would have been more energetic during my wedding. I feel that way because it's a 7 to 10 days affair, so you can't really take care of it in the last moment. So that's one thing I would like to change. So another aspect of holistic health wellness is lifestyle. And if you do not want to be exhausted and look tired on your wedding, why look? You shouldn't even feel tired, right? So if you do not want that, then definitely you should take care of your sleep pattern. Now we have this norm where which we know from childhood that 8 hours is perfect sleep throughout the day. But is it possible when you are having loads of people coming over to your house and you are the dulhan, you are the most important factor in all these events throughout these 7 to 10 days? So naturally you will probably get less sleep. But remember one thing: try to get power naps. As I say, it is not important to have continuous 7 hours of sleep for at least those 7 days. And it is not possible also. So, how will you take care of sleep? By breaking it up and at least sleeping for 1.5 hours, at any point of time when there is no event going on. So, you try to do that so that you at least don't feel tired. Because if you feel tired from inside, you will look tired from outside. How much soever creams you apply, your wellness from inside shows. Take care of your sleep pattern, and especially after your marriage. We usually talk about, before marriage a lot, but we tend to forget the after marriage festivities, which is very common in why Bengali settings. I think in all settings throughout India, throughout the world, post marriage, you're expected to look gorgeous and you have many events. And then you are actually in a place which is totally new and with a different new partner. So, here also, the most important thing is do not get stressed if you do not get continuous 7 hours of sleep. Break it up and at least 1.5 hours of breaks you should have. A continuous 1.5 hour of sleep is very important. So if you can manage that somehow, trust me, you will feel fine. Obviously, there is a huge change. There is a paradigm shift when you move into a new house and you have different pattern of eating, because now naturally maybe you are born and brought up in a particular cuisine, I would say, and then you are married to a different cuisine, maybe, yeah, different, maybe to a vegetarian family, a non-vegetarian girl is married. So what is important is try to stick to seasonal fruits and vegetables. That is very important. As I said, health, wellness, the physical part, you need to take care of your immunity. So, in that case, you need to take care of your immune boosting, which will happen through those fruits and vegetables which are seasonally available. And with that, if we add the perfect kind of nuts, my favorite is almonds, obviously. And if you can add some amount of sunflower seeds and chia seeds to your diet at any point of time, it's not that you have to have it in the morning itself. So if you can add those small things, so the initial change it's going to be like a bridge between your previous kind of lifestyle or diet and the new one. And obviously, you need to add a bit of curd, or rather, it can be any kind of yogurt. Even if it's flavored, it's okay as long as it is unsweetened. And if you can add a bit of that to your diet, that will also help you with your immunity, and it will help with your gut health, because gut immunity or gut health is the most important thing. See, fasting is more or less getting pretty rare during the marriage. But again, a few people like to believe in it and like to do it. In that case, definitely during the fasting process, please take care of your fluids, because you need enough amount of fluids. And for those who are allowed liquid other than just water during the fasting process, for those people, I would definitely suggest Sattu Ka Sharbat, which is nothing but add around 5 to 6 teaspoons of Sattu, that is ground Bengal gram. And with that, you may add a bit of spices which you feel are good. From my side, the choice of spices would be jeera, which is, bhaja jeera, which is basically roasted and then ground. You should put that in that, and then you can put a bit of onions and chilies and lemon and spice it up a bit. It will make you feel better, and you can use it and sip it throughout the day. That should definitely help you. And another thing that you can regularly use during fasting is basically chas or ghol. In Bengali, we call ghol, which is a little bit of, if you're taking 1 glass, you need to add 3 teaspoons to 4 teaspoons of dahi in that. Again, you add jeera to it. From my side, if you can use a bit of raisin water, which is 10 raisins immersed in water throughout maybe around 10 hours, and then use that water in the chas or in the ghol, and you take that. So that works very well. And that also, don't have it at one go. You can sip throughout the day. It will give you a good feeling and you will not feel unwell. When we are talking about a marriage, we are also talking about planning a family, which is beautiful and wonderful. So, there comes the importance of health in a very big way. Now, the most common problems among women is PCOS or PCOD, which actually always indicates one to get pregnant earlier than 30. It is very easy to get pregnant earlier than 30 if you have PCOS and then continue the pregnancy. But always that doesn't happen. So one should definitely get treated for PCOS, which doesn't only mean taking medicines to get your periods at the right time, but it also means taking the correct kind of lifestyle and diet regimen to control your PCOS or PCOD. That is what we do at Code Wellness Private Limited. We have a special kind of formulation to deal with these clients of ours who are actually trying to plan a family, and they are not being able to do it that well. So we put them on this particular kind of diet and lifestyle change for around 3 months to 6 months as need requires. And we have seen a huge success rate. And definitely, when it comes to men, there there is also a particular kind of format of lifestyle and diet that needs to be followed to actually plan a family, for those only who have problems in planning a family. So first, definitely one should try by themselves. But if it is not happening and if there are a few issues, definitely go to a doctor, find out what's the issue, and also consult a lifestyle consultant or a wellness consultant and a clinical dietitian to get it completely streamlined. Because, always going for an IVF at the first go is not the option. You should try to do it in the natural way first. What we do and what we definitely believe in, because in Code Wellness, we have a team of 2 neuropsychiatrists and 3 clinical psychologists. So we regularly do couple counselings, and we try to, sit with each partner separately also. and try to understand what is the expectation. And then we sit for couple counselings with that. So that really works well, because even you have had a long courtship, or you have had a very long relationship, it might not always mean that it's going to be perfect after marriage, because we are all human beings, and things change with time, and we adjust to different things in a different way. So we try to keep the, I would say, the chemistry going with the help of proper clinical counseling sessions. Counseling session always doesn't mean that someone has a psychological problem. It also means facilitating that person to deal with that own person's problem in a better way. So it's like I at times like to say one thing, that maybe it's like a driver who knows how to drive but is not being able to drive the car well. Maybe due to the road, maybe due to the car. What we do is we help deal with those obstacles and help the driver drive his or her own car. That is what we believe in, and that is what we facilitate. Here I would talk about, I guess, my personal experience, because I think everybody has a different point of view. But definitely, I have been married for 14 years and I have 2 kids. So for me, I would tell you my mantra. Before marriage, all I thought about is my partner, my friend. Because I believe if the friendship is there, I think we can get the ball rolling. And it is not about the amount, how romantic it is, and the number of experiences that we have, which are romantic and, very, very exciting. What is important is the quality of the chemistry that you have, the quality more than the quantity. I still believe, because I am a working woman, and I'm a dancer too. And not only that, I keep doing a lot of other things also as my profession. I'm basically I do a lot of things, yet I have 2 kids. And at times I feel whenever people ask me, how are you balancing it and how are you going about it, I always say one thing. I don't really stay with my kids for hours and hours in a day. I cannot. But I feel whenever I'm spending that time with my 2 daughters, it is their time and my time. That is, the quality of time is important. It is not about the quantity. I feel as a homemaker also, the people are who are homestay mothers or homestay fathers. Let's talk about parents here. It's not only the mothers who are important. So I feel that, are they giving that quality time? Because we face a lot of problems when it comes to patients come with a lot of issues. And then when we start questioning and making that person understand himself or herself, the problem is with the quality of time. When you're talking to your husband, I mean, however less time you might have, because my husband is a doctor, and a very busy doctor. He's a workaholic. But when I'm talking to him for maybe 20 minutes a day, or maybe 15 to 20 minutes a day, am I looking at the phone? Am I watching Netflix and talking to him? I don't know. Let's not talk about what he or she is doing, my partner is doing. Ask yourself, are you doing that? So are you giving that quality time? Because if you don't give that quality time, you won't feel good about it after some point of time. You will feel something is missing in your life. Something, maybe the relationship is not working out. But please understand, a marriage is a partnership. It is not a beautiful, romantic bed of roses. It's basically a partnership. So if we can understand a cricket match, so if I call for a run, and if my husband on the other side, or my partner on the other side of the crease, is busy seeing the mobile, I don't think we are going to take the run in the proper way. Either me or he's going to get run out. So look into it. Look into the quality. Take one run, but that you shouldn't get run out. So the quality, I guess, is the mool mantra, how I see it. When you talk about checklists, I believe there are a few things which I would ask even my daughter to keep in mind before going for a yes for marriage. Definitely emotional compatibility. Are you feeling emotionally safe? Are you feeling emotionally comfortable with your partner? That's one. If and only if it is important for you, then I would definitely suggest one, to understand the finances before marriage. Because if you as an individual are earning a particular sum in a year, I think before marriage you should discuss it with your partner and know your partner's financial capabilities also, and so that your expectations financially together do match. Again, one more thing I would like to say, that it is important to know your partner's family. If your partner is involved in emotionally involved in his or her family, it is important to know the dynamics of your partner's family, because when you're a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a family doesn't come into the picture to that extent. But when it's marriage, when you break a marriage, it's not really just you and your husband breaking away. It is also two families breaking away. At least that is the structure of Indian weddings. So I guess if we need to take a intelligent decision, the family dynamics and the way it works is very important. If and only if your partner is involved in the family. Then next, another thing that I feel is very important is to assess and know the hobbies of the partner. As in, maybe a lot of people do not think it's important, but I feel it is mandatory to know what your partner loves. I mean, those hobbies, those things that make him or her happy, because those things are the things which you are going to be part of. That's how you're going to share the time. So please know that, because if it's very different from yours and you do not enjoy most of his or her hobbies, you can never be, comfortable or enjoy your life together. Your partnership will fall short. So I guess these three factors are very important. And I always suggest before marriage, have a decent amount of courtship, which is definitely 1 to 2 years. One more very important aspect is to do a few tests before marriage. These are basic marriage package tests. So please do them. They do have thalassemia tests, they do have HIV tests, they do have hepatitis A tests, and the rest. So please do them and know whether you are going to be healthy parents together. That's very important, because later I've seen people crib a lot. So let's not keep that later in account. And one of the most important things that we always give importance, or our society has slowly learned the importance of post marriage counseling or couple counseling sessions, I believe, in pre marriage couple counseling session. Because in that case, you know what you are getting into and where you have to be conscious. It's always better to not spill the milk than to cry about spilt milk. So prevention is better than cure. That is the mool mantra of Code Wellness. And we prevent all kind of unwellness. And breaking out of a marriage really affects your mental and physical health together. So let's not keep that chance. Let's do pre-marriage counseling and let's be more cautious. Let's know what we are going to get into. So now that we've talked so much, maybe a bit regarding a few serious affairs about marriage, but talking about marriage, I've married for 14 years and I live in a joint family. And my husband is a doctor who has less time. Definitely a huge aspect in marriage. But, I still consider I'm happily married. Why? Because marriage is partnership and marriage makes you happy. So do not always think about the bad aspects of marriage. Enjoy marriage, learn from it, experience marriage. I feel all of us should get married to experience different ups and downs of life with as a partnership. So this partnership is all what marriage is about. When you feel sad, someone is there. When you feel happy, someone is there. For me, that is marriage. And I'm congratulating every one of you who are preparing for your marriage. And I welcome you to experience this beautiful partnership. And yes, the ups and downs of life, but with a partner. Have a happy married life. This is Dr. Ananya Bhowmik. I'm the founder director of Code Wellness Private Limited, which is situated in Lords Moor, that is in Anwarsha. And I'm always available at my clinic to help you out with all sorts of wellness issues, considering when it comes to especially marriage, before marriage, after marriage. So you're always welcome to come and consult our entire team at Code Wellness, and happy married life. Keep smiling.
Bridesmaid. Maid indeed.
पानी लाना?
हाँ, ये ले पानी.
ठंडा पानी यार.
कभी इनको लाना, कभी उनको लाना.
स्क्रैच इधर, थोड़ा ऊपर, थोड़ा नीचे.
कभी खिलाना, कभी पिलाना. Bridesmaids are made to do बहुत कुछ. So here's बहुत कुछ made just for them. Presenting Gossips made for the Bridesmaid collection. Light elegance for all the heavy lighting.
Now it's time for you to really listen to what Dr. Thomas has to say.
I think it's just a fabulous marriage between looks, wellness, health, and an important event in your life. Forget the big fat Indian weddings. Everybody knows the big fat Indian weddings. And they're quite lavish and for the right reasons, wrong reasons, who am I to say this? But anyway, people do come to us before they get married. And that could be n number of reasons. Most common thing is the nose. So they're conscious about their nose. They've discussed it with the husband-to-be or wife-to-be, and they're okay with it. Their parents are okay with it. And so they go ahead and have it done. I don't operate on obsessed people. They're obsessed with things, and they're real things. Don't forget the other thing. With selfies becoming so popular, and the big event in your life, a one-time event, a marriage. I mean, people are photographed like paparazzis. There are drones floating around on top. There are video cameras. There's still cameras. So if it catches a bad angle, then obviously that part stands out. So then the most common thing is with regard to breasts. It can either be a boon or a burden. Boon meaning you're well endowed. Some people have too much, some people have too little. The ones that have too little are really concerned because the breast is a part of femininity. Let's not kid ourselves. It is part of the feminine body. And this is not taken on a body part, it is a fact. So if you look at the projection of a female, in the front is the breast area, in the back end it's the butt or the derriere area. Here are two people getting into a physical relationship after their wedding. Comfort and confidence is very important. The last 20 years of my life, I've been doing nothing but empowering women. I understand women more than anybody else. And after a while, they become so comfortable, they discuss the most intimate things with me. So now let's say small breasts. They can be made large, either with an implant, with fat graft. Let the record be straight and clear. There are no pills, there are no lotions, there are no massages that can make a breast large. In the same way, a breast cannot be made smaller by pills, massage, or anything else. However, there is a hormone called prolactin. Increase in prolactin can make your breast grow larger and become even larger after surgery. So it is always first part of what I do and I investigate is to make sure what the prolactin levels are. So we talked about breast augmentation, we talked about breast reduction, we talked about the nose. Now how about if the breast is hanging? Let's say you were slightly heavier before and you lost some weight. The breast stands to hang and you lose some, fullness in the upper part of the breast. So what can you do? You can have an implant done along with the lift. Now we're talking about first-time weddings. I'll come to the second-time weddings in a minute. Then there are body parts. Let's say you have two bags on the side called saddlebags. Any Western clothes that you wear, it sticks out. Doesn't make you feel confident. That people come in for that. If the abdomen is kind of full, they come in for that as well. Young people today suffer from something called PCOD. It's a nightmare. Polycystic ovarian disease, or some people call it the syndrome. What happens is, early on in life, the following things may appear. 1, irregular periods. 2, a little bit of fat in the abdomen, which is referred to as insulin-resistant fat. 3, facial hair. If you have 1, 2, or all 3 of these things, you have PCOD. It must be managed and taken care of. And today, we have answers to take care of that. So these young girls, if they have it, we take care of it. For hair, there's a hair reduction. As far as periods go, once you lose weight, the period automatically comes back. If not, there are ways to get that back. Pockets of fat can be removed with liposuction. So liposuction remains the most common, simplest, yet something that requires you to have a lot of craft. You have to be an artist to create a body, whether it be a six-pack on a guy or whether it be a female that's curvaceous. These things can be beautifully done on an outpatient basis. Again, keeping in mind that the patient doesn't have BDD, body dysmorphic disorder. Then we come to the butt region. That also can be enhanced. And that has gained a lot of popularity, particularly in the West. It is referred to as the Brazilian butt lift. Unfortunately, in the last 3 years or so, over 26 people have died worldwide because of clots. The fat goes into the bloodstream and goes and gets stuck either in the brain, usually in the lung or the heart, and that kill you on the spot. It's called a pulmonary embolism. It can be a brain embolism. It could be any number of things. So I belong to a task force. It's a global task force, and we came together and came up with some protocols. Today, it remains still the safe procedure. Having said that, just because you have a driver's license and you have a decent car, you cannot be rash. You must follow traffic rules. The same thing applies for surgery. So we came up with some protocols, one of which is known as ultrasound real-time navigation, which means wherever you're working, that part can be seen live and you know where you were. There's no guesswork. I've had it since 2012 in my office. I believe in safety. So we have invested a lot of money into technology, how to keep people safe. So then lastly, then comes to the thighs. We have disproportionate thighs. If they don't, one thing doesn't lead into the other. I'm not going to use those demeaning words that people generally use. I'm all about empowering women. So let's say you have large thighs, enough thighs. That can be reduced with liposuction. So if there's friction, it becomes dark. And in our kind of skin, we suffer from something called hyperpigmentation. that is inherent with our is genetics. So friction will make it worse. So we want to prevent that. Lastly, but not the least, I'm going to talk about something that may be considered controversial, but I always call a spade a spade. I believe in equal opportunity. So here is my thought. When I first had my patient come to me many years ago, and they said, I'm getting married, but I was in a previous relationship. And so I want to be re-virginized. On the face of it, it may sound pretty, we're not trying to fool anybody. It's known as a hymenoplasty. I have done many and I still do it. I think men get second chances. They get married third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances. Why not women? There's no evidence of a mistake in a man. If they pick the wrong partner, they can go back to another partner. They are unscared. So why not give women a chance? That's basically one of the things I want to discuss. The other thing is, after several years of marriage, or even before that, once you have childbirth, particularly if it's a natural one, things happen. I introduced about 18 years ago something called mummy makeover. See, nothing happens to the male after pregnancy. For a female, the breasts change, the gut changes, everything hangs, everything's gone south. So my job is an anti-gravity surgeon, bringing back things where they belong. So I started mummy makeovers, and I really believe in it. I still do it. I'm one of those people that don't do any surgery at the time of childbirth, because I think there should be two different things. You cannot combine cosmetic work and giving birth. I think it's a terrible, terrible mistake, and I would never do it.
जब दिन रात आप पर कैमरास हो तो आउटफिट रिपीट करना इज अ बिग नो नो। तो फिर आप ही बताइए, हर बार वही गोल्ड ज्वेलरी कैसे पहन सकती हूँ? पर इस जमाने में नई नई गोल्ड ज्वेलरी खरीदना भी तो इम्प्रैक्टिकल है। तो फिर सिंपल, सेंको का ओल्ड गोल्ड एक्सचेंज।
आपके पुराने सोने के सही वेट और प्योरिटी के हिसाब से सेंको में आपको मिलते हैं करंट गोल्ड रेट पर 100% ट्रू वैल्यू। एंजॉय करें 0% डिडक्शन किसी भी ज्वेलर के गोल्ड ज्वेलरी एक्सचेंज पर और खरीदें अपने पसंदीदा सेंको गहने।
अब मैं नए नए डिजाइन ट्राई कर सकती हूँ with 0% guilt and 100% excitement. Thanks to Senco Gold Diamonds.
हम जानते हैं असली कीमत आपके सोने और भरोसे की। सेंको ओल्ड गोल्ड एक्सचेंज।